lights. Is that about okay there? Yeah? Oh, it's nice to just about, without the glaring lights, see lots of new faces. It means we can do the same old shit and no one knows about it. Sorry. I'm so sorry. I've lowered the tone, but then Shirley did, didn't she? Something old, something new, and something, quite sad. I suppose it is blue. Paralytic plasterers pointlessly pore over pint-sized arguments to pocket-sized pink ladies, lycra-clad lovelies, longing for love from the loose-tongued, tightly toned torsos of labouring lads. Same again, darling, he satirically and scathingly separates sarcasm from sincerity, searching his pocket-sized pockets for pounds and pence to purchase time and titillating talks on tepid topics to tease the taste buds of this tantalising temptress. She stares slyly at the salty snacks beside the cider shelf, and no surprise the sour scratchings are snatched and scoffed between sips and salted lips. Savoury sex for unsavoury hips. Hours on, hopes of heading home to his or hers are halted. Hurling her 6 sachets of sour scratchings and 7 ciders southwards, splashing several strangers as she slips sideways on her pelted puddle of puke, Paul participates in a quick, queasy quagmire of desire driven by dread, despair, and desperate drunken debauchery. Devoid of decorum, he drops Deb, denying Deb's descent as he drops dead, metaphorically, from the scene. Thank you. This is a very old one, but I've added a couple of new lines today, so this would be the time. And if you imagine, I'm a young West African woman. I'm not even going to attempt an accent because it would just sound very stereotypical. I saw the letter fall through my brass letterbox and gently land like a floating sycamore seed on the coarse rope mat. It could have been a letter bomb. I recognised the postmark and my throat tightened. A familiar feeling when I am reminded of home and the writing, the hand that rocks the cradle. But I'm reinvented now. I've left all this behind. I've sanitised my life. Buy my clothes from Next, my food from Waitrose, my husband from university, and I love him. He as white as Himalayan snow, and my skin as sleek and deep and dark as a raven's back, as different and as far away from my childhood as I dare to take it. And the consummation of that chalk and cheese love is you, my sweetest rose. Soft curls, smelling of soap and sunshine, framing your innocence. The honey and caramel skin that soothes my stark reality. But those eyes, as deep and dark and searching as my own, they cannot obscure the memories of a past only hidden. For there on the mat is a vivid reminder that this would be the time. Cutting my finger on the edge of the envelope, I continued opening. At first, just family news, luring me into soft reminders of some love. Some love. Page 4, as if the ink had changed colour. Red and bold, unashamed. This would be the time for your daughter to be sanitised and made pure in our sight. The letter went where all those before had gone, discarded as rubbish, and then, moments later, retrieved and buried with the others under a sea of memories. Memories that my great aunt, with a piece of jagged glass, should hold me on my own bed and make me faint with pain, cutting and correcting, and my mother crying in the next room. And the next day, the agony of the simple task of urination, burning, searing shards of glass. And now, as bold as the brass on my letterbox, I'm recommended this for you, my sweet reinvention of course, I will write, make my usual excuses, blame my husband's culture, the coward's way out? Or shall I say something new? Shall I grow ever stronger with my protestations, protect my child with boldness, risk everything to hold on to everything? I take hold of the pen, the only defence I have, and start to write the longest letter that I've ever inscribed. Thank you. Got to lighten it up a little bit. Can you imagine that you are 6-year-olds now? It's not that hard, is it really, in a pub after a few bevs? The first time I did this is why I need it in my comfort zone. It's a children's poem, so I tried. It was quite hard to write a few pieces that did not have the word twat in, or swear words, or subjects like the last subject that I just read out. So this is Arthur, and I want you, by the end of it, to guess what animal it is, children. The person who gets it right will get 5 minutes extra playtime. Arthur. I met this man the other day, 10 foot tall with a nose long and grey, was wearing a suit and a pair of brown boots, reading a paper, holding a flute. His ears were enormous, as big as 2 plates, and his hands were much smaller, a strange family trait. I asked him his name. He said, Arthur, of course. His voice sounded deep and somewhat hoarse. About a week later, I saw him again, holding a paper and holding a pen. He'd completed the crossword and was proud it was done. He used to need the help of his mum. More casually dressed, hoodie and trainers. His jeans were made by the local tailors. He told me he left his job at the circus. He hated it there as one of the workers. The pay was terrible. Conditions were poor. The meals were so tiny, but he didn't ask for more. His skin was grey. There's a clue. With lots of creases, his fingernails the size of 50p pieces. I say fingernails. He had only 4 legs, large as tree trunks. Would you agree? Whilst known as Heffalump, he'd helped in a zoo. I'm thinking he's what about you? Right, hands up. What animal is it? Oh, you're right. Believe it or not, my mum thought it was a mouse. 10 foot tall. Confused. Thank you.